Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at a tool that could be a real game changer for music creators. It's called XtractpleR version 3. Now, if you've ever tried to build your own sample instruments from scratch, you already know the pain, the grind. Well, stick around, because this might just be the thing that changes everything for you. I mean, seriously, have you ever been there? You're deep in a project, you think you're in the creative zone, but it's not the good kind of zone. It's that moment where you finally look up at the clock and you realize, wait, I just spent the last 3 hours trying to make one single multi-velocity snare instrument. Ugh. You know the drill. It's just this endless mind-numbing cycle. You record a note. You meticulously slice the audio. You gotta name the file just right. Then you adjust the velocity. And then you do it all over again. And again and again. It's the ultimate creative buzzkill for sure.
All right, so let's get into our first section here, the sampling struggle. Because, before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to feel the pain of the problem.
So yeah, this is pretty much what that struggle looks like in practice. If you want a really detailed instrument, say one with 127 velocity layers, you're basically running a one-person assembly line. And every single step, while small, is a chance to make a mistake. It is so repetitive, and it just yanks you right out of that creative headspace you worked so hard to get into.
But what if you could just hand off that entire assembly line to someone or something else? Well, that's where this gets interesting. Let's talk about your new automated assistant.
So, what is XtractpleR version 3? Well, in a nutshell, it's a piece of software that's built for one specific purpose: to completely automate that manual workflow we were just talking about. It takes care of the recording, the slicing, the naming, the processing, all of it. So you can finally just focus on the important part, the sound.
Now, it's important to know that version 3 isn't just some minor patch. Nope, it's a total rebuild from the ground up. So let's pop the HUD and see what's new in version 3.
Okay, so first thing you'll notice is the visual upgrade. It's huge. The old user interface, well, it got the job done. But the new one, it's built for how we actually work today. We're talking fully resizable windows that you can drag and stretch to fit any screen setup, which is awesome, plus a really clean, modern dark theme that is so much easier on your eyes when you're pulling one of those long late-night studio sessions.
But honestly, the real magic here is under the hood in the new audio engine. It is just smarter. For starters, you get this high-fidelity waveform visualizer, so you can actually see your sound as it's happening. The whole processing side of things has been beefed up for cleaner sample slicing, smoother fade-outs, so no more clicks. And it supports new output formats like MP3, which is super handy.
And this part is huge, especially for accessibility. XtractpleR isn't just a Mac and Windows thing anymore. It now has full native support for major Linux distros like Ubuntu, Fedora, and Arch. On top of that, the Mac app is a universal build, so it runs perfectly on both Apple Silicon and Intel machines. Oh, and it's got an auto updater, so you never have to worry about whether you're on the latest and greatest version.
Okay, so how does it all actually work? Let's get into the heart of the operation and see how the magic happens.
So everything, and I mean everything, is controlled from one place, the configuration window. You can really think of this as your command center. This is where you lay out the entire plan and tell the software exactly what to do. And right in the middle of that command center is the sample grid. This thing is basically your mission plan for capturing sounds. Each row here represents one note or one sound you want to record. And look at the control you have. You can set the exact MIDI note, how many velocity layers you want, how long to record for, and even the max velocity. The level of fine-tuning here is just wow. It's incredible.
And with version 3, using this grid feels just like using a pro desktop app. You can just fly through your setup using keyboard shortcuts. We're talking adding new rows with a simple command, deleting rows with the delete key, navigating with your arrow keys. It even has full undo and redo support for everything you do. It all adds up to a much, much faster setup time.
Okay, now this next feature is maybe one of my favorites. You can now see your sound. I'm talking about a live waveform visualizer that shows you the audio in real time as it's being captured.
And check out this quote from the official manual, because it perfectly explains why this is such a game changer. It says, if the waveform is suddenly cut off, it means your recording time is too short, and you're losing the tail of your sample. See? It's not just a pretty graphic, it's an actual diagnostic tool.
So with this visualizer, you can answer that supercritical question, am I capturing the full sound? And you can answer it instantly. There's no more guesswork. No more finishing a 2-hour recording session only to realize you accidentally chopped off the beautiful long tail of a cymbal or a synth pad. You see it right away.
All right, so when you put it all together, the slick new interface, that super smart audio engine, the powerful grid, all these features come together to deliver better samples made faster. It all funnels down to one massive ultimate benefit. And really, this is the whole point. This is the core promise of XtractpleR version 3. It's all about building your own sample instruments faster. It's about tearing down those tedious technical roadblocks that stand between that great idea in your head and a finished playable instrument you can actually use in your next track.
So, let's just quickly recap the key takeaways here. First, you get automation, which eliminates hundreds of those tedious manual steps we talked about. Second, you get total control to fine-tune every little detail. Third, you can visualize your sound to instantly confirm you're getting a perfect take. And all of that comes together to accelerate your workflow, letting you go from idea to instrument in just a fraction of the time it used to take. So think about it. The manual labor, it's gone. That tedious, soul-crushing cycle, it's broken. The tool takes care of the boring stuff, so all that's left is your creativity. You're free to just find unique sounds, experiment with weird textures, and build instruments that nobody else on the planet has. Which really leaves us with just one final, and I think very exciting question. The process is now automated. What will you create?